What's going on there, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Pone, coming at you guys with the Battlefield 4 gameplay commentary. I want to talk about Dragon's Teeth. Like, seriously, do they even floss? Just kidding. Anyways, what's up? Of course they don't floss. So, I wanted to talk to you guys about my opinions on it. So I let the first initial videos roll out because I'm not one of those guys that wants to make a video about the same thing. You guys remember the day when the gun and the information came out with what guns were going to be in there? Everybody, their mom, their dog, their deceased grandparents, everybody made a video about Dragon's Teeth guns. Like, not really showing them off. I mean, there are a couple videos out there that you can actually find where you can see the guns in action, like firing at a wall kind of thing. But these guys all made these videos about these things, so I let them go buy it. So I'm like, hey, I don't really care about making a video that everybody else did, so I want to make a video about what I think about the DLC is going to be like, and that's what this monster is going to be. What I think this DLC means, what it's going to be like, and my predictions, if you will. So it's pretty much guaranteed that this DLC is the close quarter DLC of this game. As you guys may recall, if you guys were playing Battlefield 3 back in the day, they released the close quarters, that's the actual name of the DLC, back in Battlefield 3. They put the M5K in there, a lot of close quarters, gun game, very, very small Call of Duty-like maps into the game. And it was really I like the DLC a lot. It was mixed signals. Some people didn't like it. Some people were like, oh no, it's too much like COD, don't like it. Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? It was a good game. It had some fun game types. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, where things got mixed up a little bit is the one thing that I've noticed from DICE and the guys that develop these games is they take some of these DLC and some of these, you know, not so popular titles and use them as experiment titles. Perfect example. They had an EOD bot that shot in Medal of Honor Warfighter. They started adding sniper trails in Medal of Honor Warfighter, just like we have in Battlefield 4. They had claymores. Well, they have claymores in this game that have the little wires that pop out, tripwires, whereas they had mines that did that in Medal of Honor Warfighter. I have this feeling, this prediction, that this DLC, like, everyone has been saying Battlefield Police is going to happen, that there's going to be a Battlefield released at the end of the year, and it's going to be solely wrapped around close quarters. It's going to be basically Medal of Honor, but with the Battlefield name on it. That's been my prediction all along. That's something that I've been expecting and thinking is going to happen, and that is just further solidified with this DLC. They're adding in riot shields and EOD bots with guns, things that we expected and even had from other titles like this. So I kind of want to address my issues. Actually, they're not issues. There are other people's concerns about these things. A lot of people are really not happy with the idea of riot shields in the game. And I want to talk about why they're really not going to be a big problem, why I don't think they're going to be a threat, and tell you a little bit about some of the guns. As you guys know, the guns came in. They basically wrap around the same concept, that this is going to be close quarters. You got deagle, you got hand pistols, you got weapons that are basically meant for close quarters, short of the sniper rifle, but even that looked like it had a fast rate of fire. So we'll see where that one goes. But honestly, people are really concerned about this whole EOD bot, I think it's called the Mars bot or something like that, with guns. That is never a good thing. Understand that's not an equipable item from what I've heard. I believe it's supposed to be like an on-map item, like the 50 cal snipers on the map, or you can pick up the MGL, something like that. Those are going to be located on the map, and it makes sense because Battlefield is wrapped. Its whole thing is we don't have kill streaks. Our kill streaks are the weapons on the map. We have our LAVs, our jets, our helicopters. You are the kill streak. So it makes sense that when they, you know, finally do incorporate a close quarters DLC, that they actually get a weapon that you can pick up on the map that is actually still kind of sort of just a little bit of vehicle. So that part of this is actually exciting because they're actually finally adding something that you can control and drive around in small quarter areas. So that's kind of, you know, it makes sense. That's something that Battlefield is, it's kind of its trademark. So that makes sense to me. Now the fact that they are on map means not everybody can use them, so yeah, it's not a giant Grand Theft Auto Twisted Metal mashup of little EOD bot wars. It's not going to be that. There's only going to be a couple strolling around on the map at a time, and even then, with the amount of explosives, grenades, and everything else available to everyone, I don't think they're going to be as big a threat as people think. And that's the same thing I have to say about riot shields. A lot of people are upset about riot shields. Yes, you can equip riot shields. They are a primary weapon, and you can melee with them. I don't know if it's a one-hit melee or two-hit melee. I actually would recommend it to be a one-hit melee, because if that's your only form of defense, you need to be able to smack somebody, and if they get close enough for you to smack them with the shield, they deserve to die. That's just, I'm sorry, it's the bitter truth. It's true. I think adding a two-hit would be actually stupid. Now, the fact that you can have secondaries and shorties and stuff like that makes this a demolition class, makes this an awesome class to have. Now, on top of that, what you need to consider about these things is a lot of people are worried about this. From what I've been told, you can actually put C4 on the riot shield, let somebody run in there, detonate the C4, but that's going to require communication. Not a lot of people are going to have that, so that's going to be a real threat. And above all, countering riot shields is easy. You just keep your distance. You see somebody with a riot shield, ricochet. The MGL, you know, the grenade launchers that bounce across the wall, get nades behind a wall of riot shielders. It's going to be extremely easy to take these guys out with the amount of explosives that every class has. And above all, you control them with like C4. You got a guy running right at you, drop C4 on the ground, walk backward, keep the trigger out, so as soon as he steps over that and it's behind him, detonate it. So these people are really, really concerned about these riot shields, and I think there are going to be tons of ways to troll the riot shields. I think there's going to be tons of ways to troll with the riot shields. I think it's kind of a cool addition because it's not really going to be a threat. Even if it's a one-hit kill with a melee, I don't think it's dangerous because all it has at its disposal is doing that, and its rear is completely, you know, vulnerable. When he has that shield up, you're able to be shot from the back. So, in the end, I think it's a cool addition to the game, and people that are freaking out about it, I think it doesn't really have, like, a major impact on the game. I don't think it's going to be overpowered, and I feel the same way about the EOD bot. So again, with the guns that we've been seeing so far, with the equipment like the riot shield be adding in, you're going to expect a close quarter thing, and I think this is a build-up. This is kind of a test run for that future rumored Battlefield Police game. You're thinking EOD bots with guns, riot shields. This is all starting to make sense. This may be the trial run. This may be the test. This may be the beta for that game if you make that kind of correlation to it. This may be a test run to see how well those go out. This may be something we see in a future Battlefield title. So that's my theory. That's my idea. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to smack the like button as it helps the channel grow. I truly appreciate it. And I hopefully see you guys tomorrow on another video. Stay moist, ladies and gentlemen.